Yeah. Your town nice. Stay in the know. Hardin County. Talk loud. Hardin local got the whole town down. From Radcliffe Rose to the E-Town Square. If it's going down, you'll hear it right here. Nate got the scoop when the business grow. Nate's business buzz, let the whole town know. New shop popping, yeah, the word gon' flow. Local grind strong, let the spotlight glow. Then J.O.B. with the weekend plans. Events in the county for the whole fam. Concerts, festivals, places to go. Circle that calendar so you don't miss the show. Stay in the Hardin County. Yeah. Rachel got the numbers when the market move. Housing update, let the data prove who's buying what and where things go. Smart move start when you stay in the know. Then the food talk hit when the mic get lit. Experience eater telling where to sit. New spot fire, yeah, we gotta go. Local plates hot, let the flavor show. Small town roots, but the vision big. Every local story with the gig. From the sports park lights to the downtown glow. Hardin local on the mic, now the whole town knows. Stay in the know. Hardin County. Hardin local. Let it ride. Head bopping local tonight. Hardin County on the vibe. From the news to the food to the city lights. Stay in the know. Hardin County. Go. Built it from nothing, now the whole town know. Found it with the plan and the mic in hand. Hardin local roots all across the land. Sky on the cold host with the guns out flex. Sleeveless every season, what you gonna expect? Keep it real, keep it loud, keep the people fed. If the shirt got sleeves, then it's left on red. From the mic to the street, from the town to the show. Hardin local on the beat. Yeah, the whole county know. Real stories, real folks. Every voice in the flow. Hardin County stand up. Stay in that know. Hardin County. Hardin local. Let it ride. Head bopping local tonight. Ooh, let us ride. Hardin County.
Welcome everyone. We are still waiting results, so I don't have a lot to say right now other than I did build this nice little dashboard for you guys. It'll just keep cycling. I'll leave it live for now, and I'll come and hop in every few minutes when I see more results. I want to be real clear that this is a beta dashboard that I built in the past hour. So but it should go through all the different races. And I think it's working. I tested it out. But we're going to find out. If not, I'll screen share the actual results from the state. But for now, I'm just going to leave this up. And we'll just wait for the results to come in. Because so far, nothing's been posted yet. And I know the new system up there, it will. As soon as they upload them into the system, then we'll get the results here too. So if anybody has any questions or anything, or any statements, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm not going to be actively on this the whole time. I'm just going to kind of let this dashboard run, but I will be checking every 15, 20 minutes, making sure everything's working properly. So good luck to everyone tonight, and can't wait to see who wins, right? It's the name of the game. I'll be back in a few. Looks like we just got some results in. Let's see what we got. Waiting on the, there's an error on a couple of websites right now that I can't pull. But I do know that these results just came in. I'm trying to figure out where they came from, which district. Give me a few minutes to see if I can figure that out. George, what's up, man? Good luck to all the candidates. I agree. But yeah, the Hardin County Clerk's website has an error right now. Otherwise, I could pull up where these results came from. I'm not sure. I know they came from, they're on the state website, so they're legit. I just don't know which districts or which parts of the county they came from. But we can run through some numbers real quick if you'd like. We got, with the sheriff's race, looks like there is around 900, 800, 1,700 votes. Willie Oden has 899 votes, and Brian Sankey 785. Also looks like in the 10th representative district, state representative, there's not a whole lot of votes in yet that I can tell, but Josh Callaway is leading on that first drop of votes, 400 to 183. Just trying to see if there's anything different. Looks like so far, obviously Hardin County, Daniel Cameron is the Hardin County beating Andy Barr. It just in this county, which is, I'm not looking at the statewide results right now. So any of these results are not, these are just pulled straight from the county results. Looks like the property valuation administrator race is really close right now. Everybody's like 489 is the lowest vote getter right now with Dennis Davis and Casey Overstreet at 595. Him and Michelle Bowen are within 6 or 7 votes of each other. Let's see. We also got the Magistrate 4th District with Fred Clem Jr. and Christy Gordon. There's votes reporting from each one, but it doesn't look like there's enough votes to really say anything. Oh, let's go look at that one real quick. We're going to switch over real quick to the, change my screen share if I can real quick, to the state results. Where's that at? I think it's, here we go. We'll show this one. This is straight from the state. So it looks like we have on, we were just talking a little bit about, let me refresh this. The Mayor Radcliffe, it does look pretty close. With, as you can tell, 146 with the lowest, 308 precinct results. We can look at those real quick. And you know, I'm not an expert on all these different precincts, but you can kind of tell. And I think this is the vote count, but I don't think they're all in yet. But you can kind of tell who's winning in what district. And this is a great website too. I haven't had time to put one out for Hardin Local, but you can go to this website. It's the Secretary of State website. Let me drop the link in the chat for you guys. Here we go. It's a great spot to go to be able to see all these different results, and you can kind of dig into the the different results a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and switch us back to my dashboard, just because I built it just for this. So we'll head back on over here. And like I say, if it says top 6 win in that city council race, I don't think those votes are all in yet. We're just showing you what's going on here. And I did put that link in the comments, so you can find that link from the Secretary of State, and that should just pull down the county links. But we're definitely getting some votes in here, so we can start to see what's actually going on, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes. I got a couple things I need to double check on before I start saying things that aren't true. I want to go fact check a couple things. I'll be back. All right, I am back because it looks like the county's got their site back up. So let's pull that up on screen share because it actually shows the percentages of votes and all that sort of thing. Am I on the right one? Here we go. So as we can see right here, polling places reported, 4 of 19. So 4 of the 19 polling districts have been reported. It's about 21%. Ballots cast, 3,854. Just wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to put this link in your page, in the comments, which I just put it, I think. Let's see. All right, I'm going to add this one. So now you guys have the link to the Hardin County clerk, which does have a nice little layout here. It's a little bit easier to read than the states. But as you can see, you can go through here and you can look. Just remember that we're still waiting on all these polling places to finish reporting. If anybody has anything they want to add to this, just drop a comment on. I'm kind of having a chill evening right now, so I'm going to come and go as I please. But we're going to keep the dashboard up for you guys, the Hardin Local one. But if there's any questions anybody has, they want us to look, we can look. Looks like the Keith and Megan Tall said exciting night. Only exciting for a number of people. I mean, yeah, it is exciting. I agree with you. But if there's any races y'all want to look at, we can look. For right now, we'll just kind of switch it back to the dashboard and wait for a few more results to come in because, you know, there's still quite a few to come in, it looks like. And I think they have to bring those manually with a USB stick to the government building before they can deal with that. and then they put them in there, and then they get uploaded and updated here. But the last update we have is from 7/14. So I'll switch it back to the to my dashboard, which does auto update. So as soon as the website is updated on the state side, ours will be updated as well. Share that back to you guys. But we should know pretty soon. I think things are moving pretty quick. So look forward to seeing who all wins. And thank everybody that ran too. It's pretty cool that you guys took your time to run for office and to, you know, do a lot of work for probably not a lot of thanks. Probably more people getting mad at you than you even knew. But we thank you guys for it. I'll be back in a few. We'll let this run. Well, I thought I was going to let it run, but we just got another batch of votes in, it looks like. Now there's 9 of 19, 8,000 ballots cast. 47% of the polling places have now finished submitting. So just wanted to let you guys know that. I think on the dashboard I should add that. I just built this tonight, so in the future for the general, I'll make sure I have polling places so you can kind of see the percentage of the votes that have come in. Let's go down here and check on a few different things. It looks like the sheriff primary has quite a few votes, over 4,000. It looks like Willie Oden's winning 57% to 42%. So that'll be hard to overcome with over half the votes in for his opponent, Brian Sankey. Also looks like just kind of scrolling through on a couple other screens, seeing what else I can find. Magistrate 7th District, the Republican primary on that side. Larry Hicks is has a pretty good lead. There's over 1,000 votes now for that, which is quite a few. He has 568 votes. Zach Humphrey in second with 313. Robin Greery with 136. Now the Magistrate 6th District is pretty close right now. With it's like Buckles and Reynolds, the top two, with Simpson really close as well, but only 673 votes there. I'm sure there's more than that to come in. 5th District, about 500 votes have come in. Aaron Pennington's winning that one, double votes. Still not a lot of votes there. I don't know how many votes that one will get. But yeah, I don't want to, we'll wait for a few more to come in. But yeah, it's an exciting night. Primary in Hardin County, everyone. Actually, we should take a look real quick at this city council. Let me pause this dashboard real quick, because I can do that. Pause it. Let's go back to that city council race. So far, you can kind of see these are the top 6 vote getters. There's about let me double check that 4,000 vote count to make sure that's accurate from, yeah, 4,459 votes. I don't know if that's cumulative. Let me look and see. I'll have to figure that one out to see if it's adding up all those, because it's the top 6 vote getters. So that doesn't mean that there's been, everybody could vote for 6 in that election, but it's pretty close. Even there, there's some that have got ahead, but still, it's anybody's race there. Mayor in Vine Grove, looks like we got still a pretty close race, only 323 votes so far there. Mayor Radcliffe, still very close. So yeah, but we got about half the vote in. So we're gonna know who's gonna win these primaries pretty soon. This may not be that long of a stream. I thought it was gonna be longer. But I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll be back. I'll leave the dashboard running. That way you can see if more votes come in while I'm gone, but I'll be back in a few. I'm updating this panel real quick to show that the top two vote getters in the Radcliffe mayor race move on because it was not accurate. It wasn't showing that. That's why it's paused for a second. But it is almost updated. So we will, I'll refresh it here in a minute. Just wanted to let y'all know why I went. Oh wow, I was muted that whole time, I think. Anyway, I'm updating the primary dashboard because I noticed that it did not have the right settings for the mayor race in Radcliffe. So let's make sure this is right now. There we go. from my understanding, the top two in the mayor race advanced. So it wasn't showing the top two, so I went ahead and updated that. If anybody else sees any errors or anything that's not quite right, let me know. Like I say, this is the Hardin Local Beta dashboard tracker for elections. And we hope to improve this to make it really good for the general election. So right now, just doing the best we can with the resources we have. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And like I say, let's check and see if any more results come in since we went through them a few minutes ago. Still 9 of 19 polling places. About 8,000 votes have been cast. About 47% reported. So once we get a few more results in, I'll come back and go over them. But for now, I'll just leave the dashboard up and not annoy you. You can just watch and do whatever you guys are doing. Hope everyone's having a good night. I'll be back in a few. I am back. Yes. Jay, could you give us some commentary to those of us driving? Voice to text, by the way. Yeah, I'm definitely back. It's been a long day. Already spoke all my words. Maybe some of you men understand that. I'm not a big talker. But we will go. We're about to review. There's some more votes that just came in. George, don't leave the camera. You're right. I like to break the rules, though. They're more like guidelines, I think. Yeah, I hope you're having a good evening. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Let's switch over to the Hardin County clerks. And before I do that, just want to let you guys know that I'm only pulling results in from the Hardin County vote. You know, I'm not pulling like some of these state and federal races. I'm not pulling everything in right now. I just had this idea earlier this evening and decided to put this dashboard together, which is why it's in beta. But we're about to go over here and look at some of the other results as well. So let's change my screen share so you guys can see what we're going to do. Let's move me to the other side of the screen. All right, let's refresh this site. 10,000 votes in now, 13 and 19. So we'll talk about these United States Congress and Senate stuff here in a little bit, but for now, let's focus on the local races because they are close. We'll start with PVA because that one is pretty close. Right now we have, with these new votes in, Casey Overstreet was winning, and then with these new 2,000 votes that just came in, Michelle Bowen has taken the lead. She has 33% of the vote, of the total votes that have come in so far. She has 1,800 votes, with Dennis Davis at 1,571. No, wait, I misspoke. Casey Overstreet is still winning. Sorry, Casey. I don't know. It's been a long day. Sorry about that. But he's still winning with 37% of the vote. Still very close. Sheriff race. It looks like still about the same as it was last time, with Willie Oden winning against Brian Sankey so far. He has 57% of the vote, of the total votes that have come in so far, while Brian has 42%. Next race being the magistrate race in District 4 between Fred Clem Jr. and Christy Gordon. Fred has 484 votes of the 730, and Christy has 246 of the 730. So I'm not sure how many more of those are going to come in. That's a pretty low vote count for that number of districts, but we'll come back and check on that one. Constable is very close for the 4th magistrate district for constable. It's within 4 votes. It's pretty close. So 312 to 308. And then magistrate for the 5th district between Wayne M. Ray and Aaron Pennington. Pennington has 67% of the votes that have come in so far, and Wayne Ray has 32%. Scroll on down here to the magistrate 6th district, which has some really top-notch candidates. It's super close. Looks like William Buckles has 38% of the vote at 454. Stacey Reynolds, close second. He has 406, so about 48 less votes than Buckles. And Simpson is sitting there at 326 or 27% of the vote. In the 7th magistrate district, we have Larry Hicks, who looks like, I'm not sure how many more votes they'll get out of this district for the Republican side. It's quite a few votes. But Larry Hicks is winning with 57% of those 1,400 votes. He has about 800 of them. Zach Humphrey has 428. Robin Greery with 157. In the 8th district for magistrate, that is a very close race. It's been close between Kenny Muse and John Breeding. They have 836 votes in right now, and Jonathan Breeding is winning 433 to 403, so there's 30 votes separating them. On the mayor, city of Radcliffe, this race is still pretty close as well. And it's the top 2 vote getters there. Right now, Toshi Merle is winning. There's a total of 1,000 votes around, and she has 351. With second place so far, Terry Owens at 30% of the vote with 315. So there's about 40-ish votes separating them. And then on the bottom half of those, we have Douglas Goodman and Michelle Mitchell, which they have about, when you add up theirs, they have about the same as Toshi does right now. Now in the Radcliffe City Council race, there's a whole bunch of them there. The top 6 is what you're looking for in that race, which it's too late for me to go through all these for you, but I'll zoom in so you can look at them real quick. Let's see, zoom in here. Located Gaskins, she has 382 or 8%. And like I said, our dashboard's way easier to be able to tell on that one. I'm not going to go through all these names, but you can see them. Vine Grove. So we have a 3-ways between Selena Hudson and Pam Ogden and then Craig Boyer. It looks like it's going to, I think Vine Grove's the same as Radcliffe. Is it the top 2 go to the general? Is that how that one works? So if that's the case, it looks like Selena Hudson and Pam will go against each other down the road. And just checking the comments real quick. Charlotte's Van Meter, good to see you. She's saying, woo, some so close. Yep, they're very close. Let's see if we've got any new votes. Last time I checked, there were 10,700 votes in, 13 of 69 precincts with 10,700 votes in. Let's see if it's changed. Oh, we're getting close. Now we're up to 13,729. There's only 2 polling places left. And so see, since people can go to any of those polling places, it could be from any district. So we really have no clue until they're all reported who's going to win. And like I said, on this site, we can't really tell who's winning these state and federal races just because we're only really paying attention to the Hardin County results. But let's see what's changed, and then if there's no more changes after that, we'll go check the Senate race and some other things. But I'm sure you can find those results anywhere you want. Let's go back and check on the PVA because that was pretty close. All right, it looks like that now there's 7,000 votes here on the PVA total with Casey Overstreet. He's winning with 38% of the vote. And then Michelle Bowen is in second with 33% of the vote. And Dennis Davis with third with 28% of the vote. So still pretty close. But keep in mind, 80%. Well, we don't really know because we don't know how many people went and voted at which precinct. Just because you can go vote at any of them. So we really don't have any clue. So we'll just have to kind of keep tracking it and seeing what's happened. All right, let's give another look over here on the sheriff's race. Looks like it's Willie Oden still got a pretty good lead there. I doubt that that's going to be overcome mathematically. It would be hard to overcome that. But I'm not sure what the 2 precincts that haven't reported are yet. Lisa can't see the totals with the screen bigger. Oh, good call. Let me make my screen smaller so you can see them. There we go. That should fix that situation for you. And let's get back to it. All right, we're giving another check here to the Magistrate 4th District. Fred Clem with 587 of 894 total votes, and Christy Gordon with 307. So we are just kind of rolling through and checking as these votes come in, because there's only 2 more precincts left. So Magistrate on the 5th District between Pennington and Wayne M. Ray. That one looks like it's, you know, Aaron Pennington's winning significantly, 67% of the vote. And the 6th District looks like Stacey Reynolds just took the lead. Yes, Stacey Reynolds did just take the lead. So a district out there close to him must have just came in, because now he has 487 of the votes. And Buckles has, no wait, guys, I'm sorry, I cannot read. Stacey Reynolds did not take the lead. William Buckles is still at 611, 40%. And I think last time we checked this, there was about a 50 vote count difference. So it looks like William Buckles has actually taken a little bit of a larger lead from the last time we checked. And I apologize, guys. It's been a long day. I'm just doing the best I can right now, reading numbers off a screen. But they are exciting numbers for our county and do mean a lot for the future. And in the 7th district, it looks like there's a few more votes here. And Larry Allen Hicks has now close to 60% of the vote, with Zach Humphrey coming in second at 31, and Robin Gray in third with 11% of the vote. It looks like Kenny Muse did. Let me make sure before I say it. Kenny Muse has taken the lead. He was behind the last time we checked this, but the vote is very, very close. They're separated by 8 votes down there in the 8th district. So see what happens with that, because that is very, very close with Jonathan Breeding and Kenny Muse. As far as the rest of these, Radcliffe, we'll go check on that again real quick. Looks like Toshi Murrow and Terry Owens are the 2 top vote getters in that race, with around 2,000 votes in. 606 for Toshi, 581 for Terry Owens, Michelle Mitchell, 354, and Douglas Goodman, 395. And then in that Radcliffe race, there are a bunch more votes. Let me actually, we'll come back to that one in a second, because I have a better view for you guys to look at that. And also Pam Ogden and Selena Hudson, top 2 vote getters so far, with Craig Boyer in a distant third. But Pam, the incumbent, is winning right now with 497. Selena Hudson has 399. So let's go see what we got. Last time I checked, we had 17 of 19, 89% of the vote. Let's see if anything's changed. Nothing has changed. So let's switch over and check some comments here. Bonnie Young, I miss Greg Milby doing the results too. He was great at it. But you're stuck with me tonight. I mean, sorry about that. Greg, if you want to do the general with me, hit me up. I'd be down. We can do something real cool. And that would be fun. So Bonnie, tell Greg Milby to hit me up. We'll do a collab on the general election. Because I know he's way more experienced and way better at this sort of thing than I am. I'm just I'm the nerd that knows how to make these things work online. Lisa, you're welcome. I did move my screen. My grandma was saying, Nana is watching. Hey, Nana, good to see you. Glad you were here. Let's check on this again. So far we're still waiting on these last 2 polling places. But in the meantime, let's switch over to the other view. I think it's a little easier to understand what's going on. So this is a beta dashboard that I just built today. I'm actually going to move my screen down. Excuse me, I'm getting a call here. I'm trying to ignore it. All right. Well, what I wanted to show you guys real quick while we're waiting on some more results, I'm going to pause this. And the city council race, it's way easier for us to look at it on this dashboard because let's zoom in on it for you guys. I'll make sure everybody's in there. All right, it looks like in the city council race right now, based upon what we've seen, is these in the gold are the ones that are in the top 6 so far. So Pamela DeRoche, Maria Bell, Kim Thompson, Andrea Lett Jackson, LaQuinta Gaskins, and Jerry Brown. But it's very close. Even Bob Mahana he's only 20 votes behind Jerry Brown. They both have about 8%. And then as you can see, there's a few other vote getters down here that are still within striking distance if all those precincts haven't come in yet. And on Vine Grove, I think it's the top 2 advance as well. The dashboard just didn't get built quite right, but I'll get that updated. On the sheriff's side, Willie Oden is winning right now. And these are the state and the U.S. Senate races, which I'm not pulling in all those results, just the Hardin County results. So just because it says, all you're seeing is who has won in Hardin County. That's it on those races. So just wanted to let you know on that end. And let's do a little. The last update we got was at 8:08, which was just a minute ago. So let's go back to the main website. Still about 13,000 votes in. We haven't really got another drop yet, but the next drop should be the last 2 polling places. We'll have probably the final results here pretty soon. Somebody just asked, how is Julie Cantwell doing? Let me see if I can find the statewide results on that. Let's go to statewide. We'll do a quick review while we're waiting. We'll do a quick review on the statewide results. Let me change my screen share. All right, statewide results. Let's make sure they're up to date. Show all. Then the U.S. Senate race, Andy Barr, 61% of the vote, with Daniel Cameron 30% of the vote. And that's about there's still quite a few. It's only 37 of 120, and I don't know. I guess we could look and see who's submitted so far. That would take way too long because there's still like 100 that haven't, so we're not going to go through and do all that. Let's see. What district is she in? I need to remember that so we can pull up the one you're looking for. 10th district, state representative. Let's see if we can find her real quick. That's U.S. We're looking for state rep, 10th district. Here we go. So far, Snow Dog's food truck. We just found these results for you here. Oh, and you're welcome. It looks like Josh Calloway is winning significantly in Hardin County, and Breckenridge has not reported any votes yet. So at this point, it looks like Josh Calloway will probably win, but It's not over yet. We do not know. But I can check any of those other districts or anything else that you guys would like to see. Let me pull up my, let's see who else. The 27th state rep district. Let's check on that one real quick. 27th. Here it is. This one is, some of it's local to us, I think. It's like Joseph Redmond's winning, Rachel Fraser in second, Paul Smith third, Sandra Carter in fourth. And that is Hardin and Meade. And that's with, looks like Joseph Redmond, he's pretty far ahead. It'd be hard for Rachel to catch up, but she still could. Let's see, what's another one we could do? Let's look at Brett Guthrie. Looked like he's winning pretty good. Matt Denny as well. So those are the other. There's not a whole lot else to check right now. Let's see locally what we got going on real quick. Oh, we got some more votes in. We'll review those real quick. Replace with. Make sure I got the right one. Share. All right, looks like we had 13,729 votes before I did this last time. We're going to refresh. Now we have 14,805, 18. So 94% of the votes in. So we should be able to tell quite a bit here. Like I said, we're going to skip over some of these state and federal races. And let's check on the local ones. All right, looks like PVA. Casey Overstreet is winning that currently with 37% of the vote. 2,792 votes he has out of 7,375. So he has 2,792, and Michelle Bowen's is in second place with 33% or 2,441. She has about 300 less votes. The sheriff's race with 7,500 votes in. Willie Oden has 4,290 votes to Brian Sankey's 3,220. So unless there's some huge voting center left, I doubt Brian's going to overcome that. We also have, it looks about the same vote count for Magistrate 4th District with Fred Clem Jr. winning with 65% of the vote so far. Now, it's not official, obviously, because there's still one more voting center left. And then Christy Gordon with 309. Constable 4th District, still super close, within a percent of each other. With currently, looks like Brandon Curry's winning that one. Magistrate 5th District between Wayne Ray and Aaron Pennington. Looks like Aaron Pennington, he's been leading that pretty much the whole night. He has 67% of the vote, whereas Wayne Ray has 32% of the vote. So Aaron will probably win that race, but it's not over yet, but that's what it's looking like. Also on the Magistrate 6th District, William Buckles is 40% of the vote, 613 out of 1,500 votes. Stacey Reynolds has 32% of the vote. He's in second with 488. And then Nicholas Lee Simpson has 407, 26% of the vote. In the 7th District, it looks like that number hasn't gone up, and I don't know if that number will go up much more. That's where me and my family are from. So it looks like Larry Hicks has that race pretty well tied up with 57% of the vote. And Zach Humphrey is in second with 445. Robin Gray with 172. And the 8th District, this one's still super close. Like super, super close. It's between Kenny Muse and John Breeding. John Breeding, I guess we'll call him here. Kenny Muse currently is winning with has a 9-vote lead, 548 to 537. So that's super close. That's a 50.51% lead to Jonathan Breeding's 537 at 49.49%. And I think that pretty much covers the local races. I mean, there's still the city council and the mayor races, which, let's see, yeah, there's more votes there. I will go back to the other screen to show you those because they're really hard. But the mayor city of Radcliffe race looks like it's pretty much down to Toshi Merle and Terry Owens for the most part. 2,689 votes in. Toshi has 813. Terry Owens has 818. I think it's the top 2 vote getters in that race go to the general. And then where Michelle Mitchell and Douglas Goodman, they're in the 500 range of votes. So it looks to me like Toshi and Terry will probably be the top 2 vote getters in that. For the city of Radcliffe, we'll hold off on that one. I'll show you a different view just because there's so many of them. It's hard to tell who's winning. I mean, we can tell you that it looks like Pam DeRoche has the most votes so far, and also Maria Bell, second most. And then right here with Jerry Brown is in 4th, with Laquita Gaskins being in 3rd. And nothing has much changed in the mayor of Radcliffe. Pam has the most votes with 48%, and Selena Hudson second with 41%. But I still think it's the top 2 move on to the general on that one. But let's see, who won District 6? There may not be a District 6 primary. Let's look. Oh wait, here we go. We had Lena asking who won District 6. Currently, William Buckles is leading that race, and it looks like he'll probably win. He has 613 votes, or 40%, to where Stacey Reynolds has 488, or 32%. Let's do a refresh. See if we got the rest of these in yet. We're still waiting on one polling place. Not sure which one it is. Marge is asking about Pruitt. Let's see if I can find Pruitt. What is Pruitt running for anyway? Let me look it up. So I'm looking at Ballotpedia right now. It looks like Pruitt has 17% of the vote, and if we're talking about the LaRue County Judge Executive Republican Party primary, Blake Durrett has 57% of the vote on that. That last update was at 8:20 actually, so I'm not real sure, but Blake Durrett is winning significantly on that race. With 57%, with total of 2,500 votes in. Blake Durrett has 1,400 of them. Pruitt is in 2nd with 422, but it'd be hard to make that up. I don't know what percentage of the vote is in there. Let's go see if this last polling place has come in yet. It hasn't come in yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to my dashboard, just because it's faster moving, and you can see the Hardin County races specifically. And we'll let this one run for right now. And just keep in mind that these numbers, especially for the state and the federal races, I'm only pulling in the local Hardin County numbers. And that is it for now. But we will update this for the general election. Like, this is something that I've been wanting to do, and I finally had some time to do it. So we should have the last results here shortly. Martha Thomas, good to see you. Glad you're here. Thanks for the star. I think my mom said. I think Phil's doing great. Thanks, Mom. All right, we just have one more polling place that we're waiting on. And then we will move on. And we'll be able to see who won. So I'll stick around for a little bit longer, see if we can find who won on this last race, or this last, polling place, and then we'll be done for the night. But I'm gonna go eat a quick snack. I'm starving. We'll be back in like 2 minutes. 2 to 5 minutes. I'll be back. All right, everyone, we got the last polling place to report. Let's see if my dashboard has pulled it up yet. I'm not real sure if it has. So we're just going to switch over to the county screen and get these final numbers in. They're still unofficial, I may add. But it does say all have reported. So before, just so you know, we had 14,805 when it was 18 of 19. Now, with all 19 reporting, that's 15,837. So we have about another 1,000 votes. Let's see if it made a difference. All right, let's check it out. And like I say, we're going to focus on these local races for now. We'll start with the PVA. Looks like Casey Overstreet. I mean, these are unofficial results, but it definitely looks like Casey has won. He has 2,992 votes out of 7,881. So is the Republican. I actually wouldn't double need to check on that. But yeah, it looks like Casey has won that race over Michelle Bowen and Dennis Davis. Still pretty close, but it does look like he has won. Congratulations, Casey. Sheriff's race. And like I say, these results are still unofficial, but it does say that 100% is in reporting. Looks like Willie Oden has won with 4,597 of 8,000 votes. So he got 57% of the vote. In the magistrate 4th district between Christy Gordon and Fred Clem Jr. on the Republican primary ticket. And let me go back to the sheriff's race. That's just for the Republican primary between Willie Oden and Brian Sankey. So looks like Willie Oden will be running against John Ward, the incumbent, in November. In the magistrate 4th district, it looks like Fred Clem has won that race and will. I'm not sure if he has a challenger right off the top of my head on the Democratic side of that, but he is moving on. Fred Clem Jr. is the incumbent current magistrate in that 4th district. Christy Gordon was a new up-and-comer. She did a good job, though. 393 votes. It's pretty good. To Fred Clem's 699. On the Constable 4th district, that thing still, it was really close for the longest time, but it does look like Brandon Curry pulled that one out, 490 to 448. And if you don't know what a constable does, yeah, I could tell you, just not right now. And I know a couple of these constables. We'll have to have one of them on just to explain what they actually do. Fred's going to be running against Travis. That's right. So up here on the 4th magistrate district, Fred will be the Republican, and he'll be running against Travis LeFew, who's the Democrat. He didn't have anybody who was running against him on the Democratic side in November. And then on magistrate 5th district, Aaron Pennington one-handedly, was never really a question this evening anyway. It looks like he won with 67% of the vote for the Republican primary on that side. The 6th district, which has 3 people, which has been pretty close, but William Buckles has been leading most of the evening. He did pull away from Stacy Reynolds, who came in second with 32% of the vote. William Buckles 40%, and Nicholas Simpson with 26% of the vote. The 7th district was never really in. It was never really super close the whole night while I was watching. 1,530 total votes for the 7th district Republican primary. Larry Hicks won with 56% of the vote. The other two split the 44%, with Zach Humphrey coming in second with 476, which I think maybe Zach's first time running. I think he did pretty good. Robin Gray third with 190 of the 1,500 votes. Magistrate. This one's really close. I don't know what they're going to do about this one, guys. The 8th district magistrate, Kenny Muse. The unofficial results show Kenny Muse has 583 votes. 583. While John Breeding has 581. That's a difference of 2 votes.
So I don't know what they're going to do with that one. And you know, I'm sure they'll double check and recount, but it's pretty darn close. 2 votes. So at this point in time, based on these results, Kenny Muse is winning by 2 votes with 583, whereas John Breeding has 581 with all of the polling places reporting. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with that, because none of these results are official yet. They're all unofficial results. We're just talking through them. Some of these other races are U.S. Senate and state rep and things like that, which we're not really focused tonight on those as much, because you can find those on any of the news stations, or it's a lot easier to find than this local data. Mayor Radcliffe looks like top vote getter being, this is another close one, Toshi Merle, top vote getter with 862 votes. The second place person has 857 votes. So that's a difference of 5 votes right there. And I do think Mayor Radcliffe, the top two get to move on. So it looks like you'll be seeing Terry Owens versus Toshi Merle in the general election in November. Congratulations to you both. It looks like Douglas Goodman and Michelle Mitchell, 3rd and 4th, respectively, with 588 votes for Douglas and Michelle, 536. Good showing for everybody in that race. That's pretty impressive to have 4 different people, you know, split the vote pretty closely. The city council, I'm gonna swap on over to my other. I'm gonna leave this screen up, but I'm not gonna sit there and try to figure that out. I'll just read it off. It looks like Pam got the most votes with, make sure I'm reading the right data. Pam DeRoche got the most votes. Maria Bell, 2nd most. Kim Thompson, 3rd. LaQuinta Gaskins, 4th. Jerry Brown, 5th. And Andrea Lett Jackson, 6th. So those are the top 6 as of now. And they will move on. I guess I think they win, right? Top 6 win. And let's get back over here to what you guys are looking at. And then Mayor, City of Vine Grove. Looks like Pam got the most. She's the incumbent. And she had 544 votes, with Selena Hudson 2nd at 477 votes. I think they'll both move on and be on the ticket in November. So I think we've covered pretty much all those races. Let's see if anything else has changed up here, but it says 19 of 19 reported. And that last report time from Hardin County was 8:19 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and drop this link in here again so you guys can find it if you want to check out the Hardin County clerk's results. Go here. And let's go see what the state site is saying real quick before I sign off. Just make sure I'm not missing anything, because on the state side it still says partial. It doesn't say complete. So let's see if the numbers match up there. I'm gonna check on PVA just to make sure that those numbers match up. 2,992. Yeah, it looks like the state's website hasn't quite updated yet, comparatively to what's updated on the county site. So yeah. But I think I'm done for the night, guys. I think, I tried to do what I could to help you guys see some of these results. And let's make my screen a little bigger real quick. Hope you guys enjoyed finding some results here with us at Hardin Local. We really highly suggest that you go subscribe to our brand new website at hardinlocal.com. We will be doing more work on that website and converting it from a primary election to the general election. So if you have a general election in Hardin County in November, and you haven't done an election interview with us yet, come do one. We will be, I know in the beginning I said, like, you know, that if you didn't register by March 1st, then we wouldn't have time to do it. But now that the primary's over, I'm going to put out a call for everybody that has an election in November, and you all will get a chance to come on and do the same type of interview that we've done with the primary. If you've already done a primary one, we'll probably reuse that one and reuse those same questions. But we may make a few changes. I haven't really thought about it yet. Would love to hear what you guys think about how we should handle the general election interviews. Because I do think I try to keep it nonpartisan and keep those hot button topics that make everybody mad. Try to keep that out of it, because in local politics, I think it's just so much more about who the person is, what they're going to do for you. I don't think people really care that much about how they, you know, how somebody is on those national hot button topics when it comes to actual local politics. So that's what our plan will be. So, you know, make sure you tell your people to come and interview with us. I already know that I'm going to have both judge executives be interviewing them, which, if you know the backstory behind that, that means you got nothing to be afraid of. If I'm going to interview both those guys, why not come on? I'm not out there to do any gotcha journalism. We're going to ask everybody the same questions, give them the same amount of time, and let you, our viewers, decide who you're going to vote for, because that's really what's best for our county. But anyway, hope you guys have a great night. I'll do one more check, make sure there's no more votes. Nope, that's all the votes. So have a great night. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to share our info and hit the like button on YouTube.